Hi you guys. Oh my god, I've actually missed YouTube so much. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Chinaza and welcome to Naza's Diary. Before I get started, go ahead and subscribe and like if you would like to. So today's topic is going to be something that has actually been on the back of my mind for months now, and I'm going to call this There Is More. So if you're a believer, if you're a Christian, or even if you aren't, if you have just stumbled upon my video, basically There Is More is just it's a reminder that there is only so much that you've discovered about life, about your purpose in God, and about your relationship with God. It's very easy for people, including myself, to feel like you're almost getting past your butterfly or honeymoon stage, especially with like God and even with people. And I am here to remind you today that there is more. And so for a bit of context, I grew up in the church, but I would say that my relationship with God did not kickstart until I got to college in 2019. And it even kickstarted even further. Like I got pushed further in my faith and in the spirit last year. And so with that being said, I guess for me, it reminds me of the fact that I really thought, I guess in my freshman year, my sophomore year, that I was so on fire for God. Like I felt like, like me and God were guys, we're good. Like I know him, he knows me. My spiritual life is great. My relationship with God is great. And then something happened last year, that happened. And then God calls me out, and then God is like, you need to pray more. And he was like, I'm not talking about your little chill prayers, like you need to pray more. And that basically was like a ripple effect that kind of pushed me further and closer and closer and closer to God, and they kind of like blessed me and gave me more gifts and stuff like that. But my point is, I could have easily gone my first 2 years in college when I was growing the most through my campus ministry called Ransom, and felt like that was my best. Like I could have easily actually continued my life feeling like I was living my best. And now that I know that I've only literally gotten to a fraction of myself, like I would have gone about my life and been the most mediocre person ever, because I would have thought that my faith was okay, like it was good. I was like, me and God are good, I don't do too much, he doesn't do too much, like we're in a very comfortable path. And it's like, no, there is so much more to be found in God, with God, and of God. Like God is vast. You could never discover him enough. You could never walk in your faith enough. Like just when you think that you've discovered all there is to know about him, like he switches up on you and he's like, okay, it's time for part 2. Like you could never know him enough. And so if you're feeling scared of like, what else is there to know about God? I've prayed, I've fasted, I've gone to church, I've done the relationship, I've done religion. Like you feel like you've done everything there is to do and you just feel like stuck. I am here to push you and remind you right now that there is more. So I'm going to read something in Proverbs 25 verse 2, and I learned this from a sermon by Stephanie E.K. Okafor. And it says, it is God's privilege to conceal things and the king's privilege to discover them. And I learned from this that there are mysteries that are hidden in God. Mysteries about yourself, your future, your purpose, mysteries about the gospel, mysteries about like so many things that can only be found in the word. There are mysteries that can only be revealed when you seek God's face. There are things that you would only find out about when you're seeking God's face. It says it is God's privilege to conceal things. It is his wisdom that makes him hide certain things from us. And then the more we press into him, the more we trust him, the more we grow with him, then he starts to reveal these things to us over time. But if we don't keep pressing and pushing forward, we will stop at the surface and think that we've gotten somewhere, but that would literally be mediocrity. Like there is so much more that God desires to reveal to us, not just about our lives, but about him, like the character of God, the love of God, the person of God. And so my invitation to you now is to realize that there are certain things that are hidden in God that you have to find out for yourself. You can't keep trusting other mediums or other people or other people's interpretations of your future. Like you have to seek him for yourself. Like there are things hidden about your future in God that can only be found by you when you seek him closely enough. a very good example of that is the fact that, prior to last year, I had an idea of how my life was going to go, the kind of Christian I was going to. I thought I was going to be like a very chill babe. Like, I never planned to become a Christian content creator. Like, I planned to live a very chill life, go to college, do music, do very chill things. And then now I'm like, I would never want to be anywhere else outside the will of God for my life. And that's because the closer I get to him, the more I discover more about myself and the real me that he wants me to be. I've walked around my entire life thinking that I knew all there was to know about God and about me. Little to find out, like, months after that, I was literally nowhere close to what God had planned for me. Another thing to remind you of is Isaiah 55 verse 6 that says, "Seek the Lord while you can find him. Call on him now while he is near." This is for the person who has been getting like nudgings by the Holy Spirit and impressions on their heart to get closer to God. Like maybe you're scrolling on TikTok or something just tells you drop your phone and go and pray, and you've been ignoring it. You've been ignoring those little things that are just telling you do this, do that. Please and please seek the Lord while you can find him. Now, God never leaves, right? His presence is always there. When the Holy Spirit is trying to prompt you and you're not listening, at a certain point, it's going to just like let you do what you want to do, or rather, like, you'll become less sensitive to it. But if God has been putting it on your heart, like, don't do this, do that, don't go there, don't talk to this person, and you've been ignoring it, please, this is a call out for you. Yes, seek the Lord while you can find him. Like, do not ignore those pushes that you're getting. The last one I'm going to bring up is Romans 8 verse 19, which is my favorite one of all time. "For all creation is waiting eagerly for that future day when God will reveal who his children really are." Another version might say to reveal who his sons and daughters really are, but it means that only God knows who you really are. Only God knows your real purpose, your real identity, your real life, your real love language. Like, only God really knows that. And it says, like, literally all of creation is awaiting eagerly for the day that you will press forward and realize that there is truly more in God. And then by the time you get closer and closer to God, you will literally be able to reveal what God has planned for you. All that there is something inside of you that creation needs, and creation is eagerly waiting. When would she get it? When will he get it? When will he actually get it? Like the earth, the world is waiting for God to reveal who his sons and daughters really are. So there is so much more. Like, you haven't even gotten to your best days, your best year, your best week, your best point in your career. You haven't gotten anywhere. Like, you never see anything. Like, you haven't seen anything. Like, there is so much more for you. It doesn't matter what it looks like right now. Like, I wrote these scriptures down because I'm using my phone to film, but literally, like, all of creation is waiting eagerly. Not just waiting like bored, waiting like creation is waiting eagerly for the day that God will reveal who his children really are. So, my dear, we are waiting for you. We are waiting for the day that you will allow God to reveal who you truly are. Leave your own version of yourself at the door and let God show you the real you. Leave your false forms of identity at the door and let God redefine you. Leave your fears and insecurities and your past at the door and let God redesign you. But creation is waiting eagerly for a day that you will step forward into what God has called you to be, and that you will seek him closely. Because don't expect God to give you purpose with that relationship. Like, at that point, you will just be doing works. You need to seek God. You need to seek God. You need to seek him. And then in seeking him, he will show you who you really are. But that's it, bro. That's it. I didn't plan to come up in your business like that, but you probably needed to hear that. But thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said, please like, comment, subscribe. You can send me a DM on Instagram at Nazareni, or an email if you want to. And the song of the week is We Have Hope. I haven't done it in a very long time. We Have Hope, Treble, Maverick City, Joel Barnes. And yeah, have a great week. Have a great day. I love you guys so much. And better go and seek him. Go and seek him for yourself. Don't be doing strong head. Go and seek him.